Arizona and State Farm Stadium.
Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game as we've got a great one in store
Between the Washington football team
and the Arizona Cardinals. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now Fitzpatrick. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
52 and 56, 52 and 56.
Here's a give to Gibson. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Play fake. It's Fitzpatrick. Rolling to his right. Slings this deep for McLaurin.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Cards are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Man open. That's Henry Ruggs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Derrick Henry, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And here comes Danny Johnson now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Here's 2nd and 9. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second and 9.
To throw, Fitzpatrick slings this deep from McLaurin. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Fitzpatrick now. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted.
Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Cardinals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, and it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Now a give coming right is Breida. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
From the gun on third down, Murray taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
CD, he tried to kind of lob that one in there. It looked pretty going through the air. The problem was it was in the air a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's a tough one because for that type of a route and what he tried to do and needed to do, he had to put a little air under it, and the defender was actually able to take advantage of it because it hung up there just long enough for him to get there and take it away.
On the move to his left. Slings this deep for McLaurin. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 59 yards.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Hopkins with the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Chase Young
in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save?
Yes.
That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it? And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Montez Sweat in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Johnson on the return.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. A give running right, Gibson.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Fitzpatrick. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Cards are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. A handoff, running left, Henry. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. That'll be complete to Breida. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Murray and company going for it on 4th. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Making the catch is Sternberger. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
A lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They'll try to run with Gibson, and he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson punching it in from a yard away. And Washington has taken the lead. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Murray. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On play action, it's Murray. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. Got a man, it's Gibson, complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. $13 yards remaining on second down. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Fitzpatrick. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's fourth down. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. And how about this, a fake? Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, sometimes the fake punts work out. They're fun, and you're so smart for doing it. And sometimes, Charles, what happens is an epic fail, and what we just saw was an epic fail.
And you're right about that, because the key here is the element of surprise. You have to catch a defense completely unaware that this might happen, this might occur. Unfortunately, somehow they tipped it off, or they were just well coached and on their toes.
A final shot before half from Murray. He'll buy some time right. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here, as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime, Minks, had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here's Murray from midfield. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Murray staying put for now. They'll go for it on 4th down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They're going for it. Hits Murray. He's going to look downfield for Henry. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off by Landon Collins. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because...
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
reduce yardage back to the 34-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 34-yard line.
Now Murray off play action. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once more, Gibson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
That was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They'll go. It's Gibson. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer 3rd, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together. and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On second down, here's Henry. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. 47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Stop your whining.
On third down, here's Lindsey. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. Fourth down now.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run. It's Henry. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Partner, do we have a medic here? Can I get a cold compress from my head right now? Watching these play calls, I know that they're in the red zone, but he's in his own red zone, not the opposite red zone to decide to go for it. How did this happen?
Hey, risky, but it paid off. I agree. You keep calling plays like that, you're going to need a lot of antacids on the sideline. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And now Murray's going to set up the throw. They'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Cameron Curl. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They'll run on 1st down. Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Here's Tressway now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. They need to come up with something as they get this drive started. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's Murray. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Murray flips this forward on a jet sweep. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 10, 1st down, Arizona. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now it's Breida. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Murray now on 1st down. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray flush to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Henry will take this one in. It's a Cardinal touchdown. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
Except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Extra point good by Prater. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively. Second down at 5. Gibson again. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, it's Gibson across the 30 to the 31-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
Second and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Gibson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Eluding the pressure right. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, one side moves on, and then, of course, there's the other side. And now they face what they don't want to face, and that's the offseason.
Think about the journey just getting to this game. Preseason, right? The OTAs and mini camps before that. Going through the regular season, fighting and scratching and clawing to make it to the playoffs. And then to get to this game, one game short of a conference championship, they'll have the whole offseason to think about it. Let's see if they use it as motivation.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Glendale.